In the wake of recent violent robberies, smoke shop safety at the top of the agenda for the New York City Council.
The New York City Sheriff testified before members of the Committee on Oversight and Investigation yesterday and gave some insight on just how widespread the problem is.
Due to the unrelenting work of the Cannabis NYC Interagency Enforcement Task Force, we have seized over 200,000 packages of cartons, including unlicensed cigarettes, flavored vapes, cannabis-infused edibles, and many of the look-alike marketing targeting underage consumers. The estimated retail value of items seized was approximately $6 million. Illicit shops that continue to put New Yorkers at risk while also jeopardizing the success of equity-centered cannabis legalization will face legal consequences.
So New York City currently only has one legal marijuana dispensary, the Housing Works in Hell's Kitchen. Remember, we were there live. But this was the scene on the Upper West Side 2 weeks ago when the sheriff raided an illegal smoke shop on Columbus Avenue. Do we have that video to show you? This was in Councilmember Gale Brewer's district. We'll get to that video in just a second. In fact, right across the street from her district office is where that location was.
Now, Councilwoman Brewer is joining us live this morning to discuss the outcome of yesterday's hearing. So good morning to you, Councilwoman. Thanks so much for being with us.
Good morning.
All right, well, so as chair of the Oversight and Investigation Committee for the City Council, you led yesterday's hearing, but you also had a firsthand look at the widespread problem when you rode along with the task force 2 weeks ago while they conducted those sweeps. So tell us what happened.
I'll be glad to. Two things. First of all, in the sweep, we went to 3 different smoke shops. And in 2 cases, believe it or not, it took almost all day to go through bagging up the illegal substances. And then at that point, we actually thought that that was over. But the next day, the shop reopened. So that's one of the challenges that we're dealing with. And what we learned at the hearing was that there are 1,400 illegal smoke shops in the city of New York. That's the estimate of the sheriff and NYPD.
Wow.
And then at the same time, so we have the open problem, and then we have the problem of when you have, as you suggested, the one legitimate state authorized shop.
Right.
Apparently there are 11 or so shops around that are illegal. So how are you going to make money and do the right thing and have the revenue if you have the illegal shops?
Okay.
And then last, I was at a high school. Everybody, all the teachers and the principals are very concerned because kids are going into these stores. I don't know if they're getting checking the IDs or not. I don't think so in many cases. And they are vaping, and it's really impacting poorly their academic success. There are so many problems here.
Yeah, and I'm listening to you describe this, right? So you go into that shop, you seize more than 600 pounds, the task force, 600 pounds of cannabis from some of these illegal shops, right? But you said it was open the next day. Should it have been? And who is responsible, I guess, for making sure that there are violations given out, or what's the penalty?
To the credit of the sheriff, he gives out many different summonses, but they are returnable to Oath, which is the city agency that does the actual judicial correct, appropriate discussion and has the ability to plead your case. That takes time, and the owner of the shop can delay it. So 90 days before they even get to Oath, and then I don't know how long delay after that. This process is not working.
No.
So we're going to see whether it's a fine issue, maybe working more with the state. The state should have legislation soon that would give them more authorization to deal with some of these illegal. Right now, they can only deal with the legal, believe it or not, cannabis shops.
So we were talking earlier that there was a shop that was literally right across the street from your office. Did they shut that one down? And what's the situation in your district?
We did a survey and we found 63 cannabis, perhaps 28 of them have illegal product in them. So that's why the sheriff kindly came to our district to see and to shut down those that he could. We only were able to do 3 in one day. So it's a very time-consuming process, working with the state cannabis office and the sheriff, and they were terrific. But there are 1,400 of them in the city of New York. So we have to figure out a different process. Maybe we have to go after the owners. Maybe we have to increase the fines. We have to work more with the district attorneys. We don't want people to go to jail. That's not the goal here. That's the opposite of the goal. The goal is to have legitimate shops where people can get product that is safe and not to have questionable product. We don't know. Nobody's testing this product whatsoever.
But bottom line is, if they don't pay those fines, they're just going to keep it open.
This is a problem. There's
Yeah.
absolutely a problem. Maybe they pay the fines and they keep it open.
So-
So there has to be a different process. Maybe it's something to change the administrative code.
Yeah.
There are lots of issues and suggestions that came out of the hearing yesterday, and we're going to be following up.
Yeah, I mean, this is all relatively new in terms of the legalization of marijuana in the city, so it's going to have some growing pains, certainly. But one thing that, you know, I've kind of seen since the early days when I went to college in New York were those weed trucks that are always parked somewhere. They kind of vary around the city, right? There are these marijuana trucks. Are those allowed to be operational? What's the situation with those?
They're illegal also. So the way
But
we've
those
been
have been
getting
around
them,
for over a decade.
well, they're illegal, and the issue is, let me be clear, the only sale of cannabis that's legal in the state of New York right now is that one in the Village. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is illegal. The trucks are illegal. So we've been getting them with the sheriff and NYPD on things like parking tickets, idling, because they're very slick. You know, you have to, again, same problem. If you just get them on the cannabis, then they pay the fines and they're back out. So
Right.
there's an attempt to try to
They're
get
not
them on
hiding.
different.
No.
I mean, those are fully labeled weed world.
I know. Believe me, I know. I can give you every single truck on the Upper West Side in this location. I'm trying hard to get rid of them.
But it seems like a never-ending circle that doesn't.
It is, but I'm really concerned about the students. I mean,
Yeah.
the principals, people are, young people are going in these stores. They're open late, and then of course, and they're taking advantage of an illegal activity, and it's hurting them in their academic success.
Yeah.
I also want to say that we are, you know, concerned. That I keep talking about the long range discussion of making sure that the legitimate shops are successful, and these shops are going to make it more challenging for them.
Absolutely. All right, New York City Council Member Gale Brewer, thanks again for being with us and talking about this very big issue in the city.